Psychic Dolphin Garage.
Hey everyone, welcome to another of hopefully many Friday feature episodes of Psychic Dolphin Garage. On this very special Friday feature, we are going to be doing a conspiracy roundtable. But before we get into it, gonna do some introductions here. I'm one of your hosts, Kelton, and joining me as always are my amazing panel of contestants and contributors, Zach, Bo, and Dennis. How's it going, y'all?
I'm doing well.
I'm doing great.
What
Excellent.
the fuck are you guys talking about? The world's on fire.
I've learned to ignore it. It is no
Or
longer, it no longer
is it, Bo?
exists.
Is the world being on fire just a conspiracy?
No, it is. It's flat. I mean, but
I don't
it's
know,
on
Bo.
fire.
I can't see the fire from where I'm sitting. Are you sure that
I can see Russia from my house. So that's a timely reference.
Because you're
anyway,
in Russia. Because you're a Russian bot
damn, got me.
again.
I thought I'd perfected my fucking just dumb American guy accent, but you got me.
I was a little too on the nose
Comrade.
with the Bo is your name. That would just really. It really seemed strange that a Texas podcast would have someone named Bo.
And
Yeah,
also that
Vladimirovich. Yeah, that gave me away.
I thought that the dead giveaway was going to be the fact that all of our episode descriptions are using Cyrillic. But,
It's very good podcast I make for you.
It's what happens when you plug your Cyrillic keyboard into American computer.
Yep.
all
Jesus.
right. Well, this week there has just been a lot going on, and we're recording this days and days before this will actually come out. So who knows what the fuck has actually gone down. So I wanted to pull something a little bit more timeless, a little bit more evergreen, and just go over this lovely list of conspiracy theories I found that they say are conspiracy theories, according to this Insider article. And I want us to figure out whether or not we actually think that they are fact or fiction. Because some of them, and we'll go through some select examples here, I think we might take some issue with in terms of saying, well, I mean, that can't be a conspiracy because it's actually true.
Your answer's right there in the name of the publication, man. Insider, they're on the inside.
Good deal, Gribble.
That is just how I sound. Sorry. Very rude of you to say that, but whatever. Fine, we'll move past it.
God. So, are we ready to take it away, boys? Go through some of these case-specific examples?
Yeah.
If Tuesday's episode is any indication, please stop me before I do any more cartoon character impressions.
Yeah. All right.
Let's get going.
Yeah. So, number one, I think probably just kind of the main big one here. Some people believe the American military installation Area 51 is researching and experimenting on aliens and their spacecraft.
I don't
What do we think?
I don't believe it. I think that they're actually doing something far more insidious there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
I-
best case scenario, it's just regular, flying death machines, like terrestrial ones. I don't think the whole alien. I mean, I don't. Not to do the fucking dumb axiom of there's no way any conspiracy theory is true because the government's not competent enough. But fucking somebody would know somewhere. I
Right.
hope.
Not only that,
The deep web.
but okay. So there are a couple of ways that you look at this. Well, you could look at this, and I tend to look at it very cynically. Is if there was an advanced enough species to go millions and millions of light years to Earth, they would just ignore us, just like we would ignore ants on the ground. It wouldn't make any sense to them. Or they would be like a 3-year-old with a magnifying glass looking at ants on the ground and burning us. There's
God, we should.
I
be so
know
lucky.
exactly. So the fact that neither of those things has happened and they were just incompetent enough to just fall onto the ground and keep pictures of it. I don't buy it. I think the whole thing actually, the quote unquote crash landing was indeed some sort of Cold War era
Oh,
spy,
absolutely.
like
Yeah.
spy satellite or something like that. It wasn't a weather balloon.
I cannot.
Yeah, that's not the corpse of an ET. Just Nazi scientists are. I mean, they're not good-looking people. So
Years and years of genetic inbreeding of Hitler clones have led to this specific monster.
oh no.
Yeah, I mean, I really think that probably in about 15 years, I'm going to become one of those Alex Jones types, but saying that, Area 51 is a false flag. Like, this is just what the government wants you to believe, man. What they're actually covering up are all of their weapons of war. You got to look into it. This new metal that they found, not found anywhere else on Earth. How is it possible?
Here's the thing, though. I appreciate all the alien stuff, though. I think it's really kitschy. I grew up in a town that is next to the town where they shot Roswell, the television show. And there was a lot of that stuff in Covina, the city that they shot it there. And so I grew up around a lot of like alien stuff because it was just in all the shops and things because we're the city that shoots Roswell. And it's just really, it's really cool. I like all that stuff. It's kind of funky, kind of fun. But it's fake.
Yeah, I mean, you got to keep the dream alive to clap some, xenomorph cheeks. But unfortunately, I don't think the government is just waiting for the day to roll those out as a stimulus package. And trust me when I say stimulus.
Right.
R.I.P.
Ha.
So what about you,
Alright.
Zach? What are you feeling?
I think that like most government installations that they were doing Nazi experiments there. So calling them aliens just means those were they were aliens to America, meaning they were from other countries. So
There you go.
all the kidnappings around the world was just the U.S. government getting more of them illegal aliens to experiment on.
There you go. That's a hell of a thesis.
Jesus.
Well, I think that kind of settles it. The next one I found was that Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated in Memphis, but some think that there is more to the story.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And so in the listing it says, some believe the FBI or the Ku Klux Klan were involved in the assassination.
No.
Yeah.
Could never.
So that becomes then the issue of when I came across that, I was like, no, that's not a conspiracy. The FBI absolutely did do this.
Here's the
like,
thing.
what are we talking
You're
about?
telling me. Sorry.
It is a conspiracy. The FBI did conspire, probably with the KKK, to assassinate MLK. Like this is like this conspiracy.
Going to the same meetings. Yeah.
This conspiracy theory is real.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's a conspiracy theory, like, the theory of evolution. It's like, that's just how it is. It's a conspiracy theory, like the theory of gravity.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
a conspiracy theory in the way that we didn't necessarily recover all the documents from an FBI field office that then revealed the entire plans that were behind it and everybody's name who was involved in it. It's a conspiracy.
I mean, to steal a joke from a beloved musical, the dude's name is James Earl Ray. Like, that's a fucking, like, patsy name, like the FBI's like, showing their hand there is what I'm saying, right? It's like, oh, this dude's such a redneck. He's totally the guy.
Jesus. It's a conspiracy in that they actually paid the family of MLK like millions of dollars because they realized behind closed court doors that they were in fact responsible for this, and so they did in fact kind of need to settle up because they assassinated an American citizen on U.S. soil. So good precedents that we got set there for assassinating American citizens.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, good thing that's never happened again since or before that, or fucking. God, this country's just a fucking garbage pile.
Yeah.
The first false flag was Benedict Arnold. I'm gonna die on that hill, I think.
Notorious civil rights advocate Benedict Arnold.
We don't know. I mean, he could have been woke for his time. What if?
Yeah, for all we know, he could have been anti-slavery.
Yeah, what if he was like, listen, like I want American independence, but I don't like how Washington drops the hard R all the time in meetings. Okay, Like, we're fighting the British. There's no reason to even mention that right now. Like, he clearly has an obsession. Also, his smile just kind of freaks me out, man. So
Yeah, the way he says English is like, dude, like you're putting some real stink on it. All right. I think we can all agree. Yeah, there's
a little bit
MLK's
more.
assassination is a little sketch.
Mhm.
Possibly. Well, then what about this one? In 2018, a Reddit user brought attention to the fact that there was a high concentration of Mattress Firm stores in certain areas of the U.S., especially in Chicago. The Reddit thread quickly went viral, with thousands sharing photos and maps to show Mattress Firm stores within half a mile of each other, and sometimes even across the street. This led people to theorize that the retail company was a money laundering business.
Aren't all businesses just money laundering? Like,
Oh man, open your third eye and say that. Oh wow.
no,
I
Whoa.
think that there is actually a thing with a lot of mattress companies being money laundering businesses because they have to have mattresses in stock, and a lot of people can pay cash for mattresses because they're like relatively cheap.
Mm-hmm. And you can stuff the mattresses full
Right.
Of dead
of
bodies.
said-
I was gonna say that's how I avoid paying my taxes is I just put it all in mattresses. Somebody gave me that advice once and I absolutely misunderstood, but it's too late to change at this point.
right. I actually I have a feeling that it has a little bit to do more with just the availability of space and how franchises work. You know,
I mean, within half a mile of each other, really.
I mean, they don't
seems-
own like a giant warehouse in the city.
Yeah.
And it's probably cheaper to pay for like 16 storefronts than it is to pay for a big warehouse.
yeah. I mean, it just reminds
I
me
know
of kind of
that
like a Starbucks situation where it's like these are probably owned by like I don't know if Mattress Firm is a franchise or not, but I can imagine it has to do with storage and franchising.
Yeah, the conspiracy theory here is capitalism being incredibly boring.
Yeah.
So not a money laundering scheme, just entirely lame, I think. Is
Yeah,
what
just
people-
the fucking just some real sad shit.
Mhm.
True.
Well, okay. Well, unfortunately, I think that kind of settles that matter. Sad day. But we've all heard of the 5G conspiracy, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, some people believe that there's a research facility in Alaska that is a mind control lab. And it's called the High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program.
No, I was gonna say the only mind control labs that exist in China because only China could do something so dastardly.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Precisely.
Absolutely.
Precisely. This facility sits on 33 acres of land, has over 180 antennas, and some people believe that it caused the Columbia Space Shuttle to destruct in 2003. So,
Well, okay.
No, that was aliens.
yeah, that
Yeah, that was aliens
that
for
was
sure.
them
Yeah.
Roswell aliens.
Yeah, getting revenge
No,
for us shooting down their
to clarify,
They're
though,
really
it's the TV show Roswell Aliens that caused the Columbia crash, not actual aliens.
No. It's the local high school football team, the Roswell Aliens, who were not included in last Friday's episode. I mean, this would explain a lot about like Alaskans. But no, I don't think this is actually. I mean, like, come on, man. Like, we don't need like fucking like magic. Fucking 60s beams to mind control people. Like, you know, you fucking you send your most racist family member a QAnon link and boom, they're fucking mind controlled. Like, it's not
You know what?
It's not
You know
tough.
what? I like where Bo's going with this. I think that this is why Sarah Palin is Sarah Palin. Sarah Palin
Yeah,
is a bot
yeah.
for the for the George Soros run government who runs this high frequency active auroral research program that is just mind controlling her to make Alaska look bad.
Mm-hmm. No, it's just a data collection site. It's not it's not anything.
Myth probable.
Right. The thing is, like, with mind control, like, there's no whenever anyone like starts talking about mind control, that's where I kind of just tap out because it's like you can't control someone's mind. Like, even with hypnosis, you can't make someone do something that they wouldn't do themselves. So
Yeah, I certainly believe in like the theory that that humans are much more we have much less free will than we think, and that a lot of our social media and advertising stuff does tie into shaping our actions within the framework of the system that we exist in, which is why we need to radically rethink the framework of the system that we live in, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, we've all seen They Live. I get it.
Yeah. But like outright mind control,
Right.
only Sarah Palin could convince me of something so ludicrous.
And now I'm imagining Sarah Palin eating from a garbage can and not sure how to feel about it. So cool.
you are kind of horny though, right?
Obviously. That's the worst
She's
part.
wearing that photoshopped. She's wearing that bikini that she was photoshopped into with that automatic rifle.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. No, the whole my mind's eye is just a fucking deep fried JPEG at this point.
Oh God.
Why is that funny? I have a disease. No. Okay. Cool. Let's move on. I have goof disease.
This is 5 days later. I
Okay.
hope they make you stop.
Now, this is one that I personally find intriguing. The Stanley R. Mickelson Safeguard Complex in North Dakota was built in the 1970s to detect incoming missiles. The $500 million building, in 1970s money, is shaped like an unfinished pyramid, much like one that you can see on the back of the dollar, and has a round circle on each face. Made people think that maybe because of the shape of it being a pyramid, that this is related to the Illuminati and Freemasonry as a whole.
Yeah. Not gonna lie. Looking at this picture right now, the fucking Bass Pro Shop store looks like shit in the 70s.
Another example of government spending $500 million on like a thing that was literally open for a day.
A cool pyramid. I say that's good use of taxpayer money.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I
stand by
out
it.
of something that it's basically built to be like, oh, we need to make sure that our we keep our budget for next year. We got to spend it or we lose it. Like, yeah, okay.
Let's build a fucking pyramid.
Let's build a pyramid.
Only on the ground, though. That we gotta make sure we can see it from space in our UFO cars.
Yeah, I think this is just a happy accident.
I think this is just the United States government mismanaging money yet again.
Oh, well, we never do that. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say again something that has no precedent.
Yeah, if we ever did something like that, maybe I would believe that, Dennis.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The next one is some people believe that the Joplin tornado in 2011 was created by the military. So for people who don't know, in 2011 there was a tornado that hit Joplin, Missouri, and it had wind speeds reaching 200 miles an hour. It leveled the town, killed like 160 people, and the fact that it kind of came up out of nowhere and had out of this world strength led to a lot of fucking conspiracy theories about how it was done by the military. Some people even said HARP, that Alaskan facility from before, what were part of the culprits behind all of this. So
Okay.
I always like to see a recurring segment.
Love it. There are two reasons why this can't be real. One, like, we don't even have cloud seeding correctly. Like, we've barely figured out how to like create clouds and make them somewhat like actually usable. And then two,
we have yet to lime wire the sky,
right?
Peer-to-peer seating.
And then two, there are only white people in this photo. The United States would not kill this many white people. They would do it to a black town in Missouri.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Oh man.
Black Wall Street, Missouri is about to get hit really
that's
hard.
a good point. Damn. I I'm pretty neutral on this. I think it's just a fucking tornado. But I do have to appreciate. I want to make clear that I appreciate the fucking 60s 70s mad scientist vibe the last couple of these have had.
Right.
Yeah.
Weather machines, mind control, secret bases, like elaborate secret bases. Like
we haven't even gotten to the elaborate
all-
secret bases.
But
damn.
I think it's really interesting that like cloud seeding is so misunderstood, because cloud seeding essentially uses moisture that's already in the air, but it doesn't make moisture appear
Right.
that wasn't there before.
Mhm.
So it's like it's not as applicable as we want it to be, because you can't actually use it to turn deserts into beautiful places. There's not enough moisture in the air to do that.
Mm.
I mean, we also like every bad guy. Like, to be fair, I think Hollywood is kind of called exactly how science would actually utilize it if we had the technology to actually terraform fucking places. It would be absolutely brutal. It wouldn't just be one tornado.
We've all played Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire.
Yeah.
Those seminal works.
Oh, Jesus.
Classics one and all. Well, the next one is that the conspiracy theory. Well, let me back this up a little bit here. We all know there's a giant active volcano under Yellowstone in Wyoming.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And if it
Allegedly.
erupts, it could. There we go, Bo. Like the way
Teach
you're.
the controversy.
Yeah. Well, some conspiracy theorists believe that the government knows exactly when this eruption will happen, and it's going to wipe out the entirety of the U.S.
This is like there's a giant meteor that's coming towards Earth, and they know when it's going to hit, but they're not going to tell us.
yeah, here's
It's very similar to that, because I mean the conspiracy theories go all the way from this idea of a Noah's Ark type situation where only the rich and the elites will survive, to it's imminent, we know exactly when, we're not going to tell you when because we don't want to worry. But that's also then why we don't care exactly about renewable energy, is because that shit's not going to matter because we're T minus however long.
right. I just
to a volcano-induced nuclear winter. Yeah, I really want to know, like, you just like keep an eye open. Like, if ever the IRS is like, "Nah, you guys are good this year," that's when it's happening.
no. The thing is, like,
They've already pushed back tax day, so I mean,
Fucking, it's happening then. July 15th or whatever. That's the day the bombs not drop, but like come out of reverse.
the thing is, like, in order for like a conspiracy like this to work, one, it would have to make sense why the government would hide this from us, because they're just as vulnerable. And you would also have to have like there would be rogue scientists, or even like amateur scientists at home who like could build like Richter scales and or not Richter scales, but they could like earthquake detectors to be able to detect these sort of things. Like it would just be impossible for it to be like this hidden.
All I can imagine is some fucking like like your standard like dorky like scientist with like you got your like fucking glasses and your cargo shorts and whatever, going around Yellowstone with a metal detector and being like, uh-oh, and just running, just booking it for the border.
The scary thing is, though, that Yellowstone, the active volcano under Yellowstone, is actually a very huge threat to North America. It will, if it does go off, and it is the believed catastrophic like potential that it has, it will devastate the entire continent, if not the world.
And we have known that.
Oh God, I can't.
Like,
I mean, well, so that it's a good thing then that as a country we're very prepared for natural disasters. Underground, transmitted by coughing, stuff like that. We're pros, so we're set.
yeah.
Oh yeah, incredibly well said though. I understood every word.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, we've known about it. The movie Super Volcano in 2005, and then 2012, the movie that came out in 2009. All the 2000 to 2010.
Talk about like a trivia question that could really trip someone up.
What year did the movie 2012 come out in?
2012. No, you stupid bitch.
Why would he be so
What about
dumb?
the movie 1408? Huh?
Me,
2012?
dumb. 2016. Hotline Miami was a documentary. Me, enlightened. I have forgotten what a calendar is and no longer know what year it is. Cormac McCarthy's The Road was a documentary.
Oh, Christ. Yeah, like the 2000s were like disaster movies because we knew culturally that we were ignoring climate change, and all of the people in the arts knew that as well. And the 2010s now were just like, oh, don't worry about climate change, worry about the VR future. And all the, we're bringing back all the AI stuff because that's what you got to be worried about. So I'm really expecting the 2020s to be like, so here's the future. Again, we're going back to like the 1980s where we're doing futures after the world blows up. Waterworld 2, Mad Max 3, 4, whichever one we're on. 4,
No,
yeah.
5.
5, okay.
Because there were already 3 Mad Maxes, then Fury Road.
Yeah,
4 if
that's
you're
right.
a Gamergate
That's right.
guy.
I don't understand why people think that the government knows when the eruption will happen. I mean, there's cool stuff about the Yellowstone volcano. Like, they're trying to figure out how to basically defuse it, like ways to allow the pressure off, keep it from building
We're trying
up.
to edge the volcano.
I was gonna
basically.
say
Is
the
that whatever?
exact same thing. Like, that's how we save the like. If we
I
can't save
beat
the
him
country
to the
by just
joke.
like, yeah, if we can't save the country by just shutting down the fucking Golden Corral for 2 weeks, we can't save the country by giving a volcano a prostate massage. Like, it's not gonna fucking happen.
I'm just glad that we're all, really on the same page with being horny about volcanoes.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
I mean, if sharks can exist in a volcano, why not dolphins? Right?
Ooh.
That's the
Yep.
thing we all need to get into.
Horny dolphins.
All right, so last conspiracy theory. All right,
That we know of.
It's my personal favorite, and some believe that the chamber behind Mount Rushmore holds some big secrets. Now, hold on. Before anyone says anything here, I think that whether or not we believe in this conspiracy theory or not, we tell people that this, in fact, is the truth, and because we are searching for the truth, that is why we must blow up Mount Rushmore to try and find out what's inside it.
Oh, absolutely. We've got to like AstroTurf us a Pizzagate, but for Mount Rushmore.
So the good news is there was already a National Treasure movie about this, so we know that there's a treasure chamber.
Also,
Well,
Team
shit, yeah.
America's lair was inside Mount Rushmore as well.
I
so.
didn't consider, documentary series.
National Treasure.
Fucking National Treasure had already covered this. Damn.
I mean, to be fair, Disney is making a National Treasure 3, so
Oh, why?
I don't know.
Money.
I thought National Treasure 3 was the
No.
Book of Secrets.
That's 2.
That's 2. Oh fuck.
It just feels
I know.
like there was 3
I know.
movies.
It's
I know they were so. Oh
Yeah,
man.
you watch one of those movies, it feels like 3 movies.
my name's Nicolas Cage. I need you to believe that I'm in my mid-30s at the beginning of the first movie. Don't ask any questions.
Christ. Yeah. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. That the conspiracy theory about the chamber that was supposed to be the Chamber of America or something like that. Like it was supposed to be
Chamber of Secrets for all the Harry Potter nerds out there.
Fuck. I hate that this is like something that someone actually thought was cool. Like when they went out into the Dakotas and were like, "Hey, we know y'all have gold, so we don't have to stick by the agreement we had because y'all lied to us about the gold." And they're like, "We didn't lie to you about the gold." And then they killed them anyways. That the people that did that also then took the sacred mountain and carved faces into it, totally cool and normal, and then built a giant chamber inside of that mountain and assumed that that's where the treasures of the United States would reside. Like, the fucking audacity of these people.
I mean, also, like, that sounds like exactly something we would do.
It's 100%.
As like a giant fuck you to the
I've
native
always
peoples. Like,
contended that the biggest fuck you that we did to the indigenous cultures of this country is, not only, the genocide and the dispossession of their lands, but, settling on Oklahoma as the place, everybody ends up. So this conspiracy theory, as you guys are putting it, would trump that. So I'm gonna say it's probably just a fucking, it's probably just like fucking box seating, more or less, for fucking. It's a regular conspiracy theory, right? Where like fucking Harvard grads go to like, I don't know, do cocaine off of orphan hearts or whatever they do.
I think, though, that's going to probably go ahead and do it for the Friday feature. Hopefully this was both entertaining and a little bit insightful about just our opinions on some conspiracy theories and what all might be around
as I
there.
said before we started recording, the only 3 conspiracies that are real are capitalism, Epstein didn't kill himself, and fucking JFK's head just did that. So,
yeah, buddy. That's exactly right. So what have we got to plug? What's going on later today, Zach?
Later today, I think you mean our stream tonight.
That is right.
Because you're definitely listening to this episode first thing in the morning. Definitely 100%. This is what you wake up and cannot wait to listen to. And so you definitely are not going to look at the clock and realize that our stream at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time is happening very shortly. And you most certainly also don't have plans on a Friday night for doing anything besides sitting at home watching this stream. So
yeah.
See, now they definitely don't. What with COVID, but that's a real reason to try and push for Texas not to reopen, because then we lose our stream pace. The more states that reopen, and the busier their Friday nights get.
Oh no!
It's an exclusively
no.
Texas podcast. No one outside of Texas listens.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and call it there. I'm going to end it. See y'all on the stream later tonight. Deuces.
Howdy, y'all. Don't forget to follow our link tree in the show notes to discover new things like our Discord, social media platforms, and all the places where you can listen to our podcast. Word of mouth is the best way to introduce us and other leftist creators to friends, family, coworkers, your AA buddies. Community is about more than hot takes online. And if you want to support our efforts, you can donate to us at patreon.com/psychicdolphingarage, which is spelled how it sounds. Hope to see you on the stream tonight. Enjoy this music by JJD.
How the fuck I still got a full head of hair? Not a single gray. Fuck the cops, family first, every single day. Bringing a charm when I ring the alarm. My arms got a box cutter and sticky. We gotta abolish ice, abolish it. No need to apologize to Holocaust apologists. For no reason we colonized the land and put up monuments. Dope needles, dollar signs, the globe stands in astonishment. I hope there'll be a punishment. I really wanna get bloody. I really wanna stand in judgment of anybody taking money from anybody in the struggle. Anybody on a budget. Poor people getting 10 to 20 for some dumb shit. Corporations incorporating a bloodlet. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words, this coup will not be bloodless. Mark my fucking words.